Hey, just waiting for some people to come in, so I'm just kind of on my phone. And it's not like well, whatever. I think I should start coming up with a better intro towards these. I have them on my regular soap opera videos and just regular videos in general, but not for my lives. I gotta sit there and develop that. I just typed in soap opera on Google just to see what will come up. I got some pictures of all my children. Um, hey, Blackmon, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining. Thank you. And thank you for the like. If you like the stream, I appreciate it. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a great day or great night. Okay, cool, cool, cool. How was work? How was work? Got a lot of stuff to sit there and talk about, dive into. Actually, this time I had somewhat of a plan. Yep, it's still too hot. It's still too hot, so that's not gonna happen. All right, that's good to hear. It's always good to actually have a good day at work. See who else is in the chat. Yeah, it's always good to have a good day at work because yeah, it just is. So since I got you here by myself, I think you said you watch all four of the soap operas, or is it just certain soap operas that you watch? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. All four, all four. Okay, good, good, good. So which one are you liking so far this week? I mean, I know it's Wednesday, so which one do you like so far, and which one do you like the least, or which one just is just sucking the most? Days is your one that you like the most, or the one that you like the least? Very curious about that answer. I see three people in here so far, so then again, I always sit there and I have to kind of remember the most. Oh, okay, all right, it's my guy right there. It's so bad to say. It's so bad to say because I agree with you. Days is the most. So which one is sucking the most, or which one is just bad? Sometimes I always gotta. Well, I'll ask that more when I get some people in here. Because sometimes I'll sit there and look at the numbers in a live stream and be like, oh, I see like three or four people in here. But I gotta sit there and think like, well, what are they doing? Just because it's visual for me and like maybe for you that's watching it, some people may be just listening to it at work or on a drive or a walk or wherever. So I always gotta sit there and keep that in mind whenever I'm just like, it's like four or five people in here, but no one's there popping their head up. It's like, what's going on? Like I said, there's a lot of things I'm still learning with this whole streaming thing. Black Mush, Steffi's irritating you. It's so funny that you said that because last night I was sitting there watching it, and every time she kept talking, I'm just like, literally like this. It's so painful. It's like Deacon was there yesterday, Deacon and Sheila, and they made that episode so much more bearable to watch. And Monday when she started that, it was so bad that I was like, you know what, I'm not even gonna bother to put out a review because it's just gonna be super ridiculously negative. Like she's making the show very hard to watch. What is good, Nikisha Moore? Thank you for joining. Hope you're having a great day or night, depending on what your time zone is. Thank you for joining. How are you doing today? Sandy Moon is in the chat. Thank you for joining. Give it up for Nikisha, Blackmon, and Sandy. Sandy Moon for always being here. It's always good to sit there and see my regulars. It's actually a really nice feeling. I know I might have said that sound flipping, but it's really a nice feeling. So thank you for joining. Um, is anyone else watching B&B right now? I'm gonna get into the Brando stuff. When you get a little more people in here, because you know, repeating myself and everything. But I'm assuming everyone in here watches. Well, I know Nikisha, you watch B&B because I saw you in the comment section at one point. So Sandy Moon, Nikisha, what do you think about B&B so far? I already heard Blackmon's answer, which we're on the same page about that. Sandy Moon, you're heartbroken. I'm assuming it's about the Brando situation, right? Nikisha, what do you think of Bald and the Beautiful so far? Oh, well, so far you won the comment of the night. Yeah, I guess we can all think I'll disdain for the episode because of Steffi and her obnoxious, over the top, whiny way of trying to get her parents back together. And you know what? On some level, the emotion. I can understand where she's coming from. Okay, I get that she feels that hope. I mean, I get that she feels that Brooke isn't good for her dad. Yeah, Black Mind. Not Nikisha. Nikisha is she's usually have like the comment of the night. But I mean, seriously, I understand where Steffi's coming from. Yes, Nikisha, she's acting like some 12-year-old spoiled little brat. I'm like, sweetheart, you're not in high school anymore. And again, I understand where she's coming from as far as looking at Brooke and being like, you know what? A lot of times Brooke isn't making my dad happy. She's always out trying to hide somebody else and just all the different things that she's done over the years. And to be fair, Rich, from what I understand, wasn't exactly a saint in the marriage, but I get where she's coming from. The problem is that she's being, like Nikisha said, too much. I was watching a little bit of it today. I got to finish watching it. Constantly pushing her parents back together. And you know what's so irritating about this situation? It's not just the fact that she's doing it, because that's enough right there. But Taylor and Ridge will just sit there and will just let it happen. And I'm like, how do you sit there and let your daughter practically run your life and tell you who you should be with, who you should be dating? Like, like, does she not understand that they are the parents and that she's like, I mean, she's not the child, she's the adult, but in their eyes, she is the child. Like, come on, seriously? I don't get that. I'm like, yo, I'm like, did you just let this woman just run wild until she's like into her late 30s or late 40s. Like, come on, I don't get that. So, um, that was from DC, DC Soap Sanctuary. I think at this point I should just say DC, and I'm pretty sure everyone already knows um what I'm talking about. Thank you for the like so far. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really do appreciate that. So, as everyone knows, last week I didn't get to do the video that I planned on doing, which was a bummer. No, it wasn't a bummer. It just sucked. Okay, I'm not even gonna sit there and try to be nice about it. But um, we're gonna be sitting there doing that. Hopefully this Sunday. It's gonna be me, DC, and a very special guest. I'm keeping it obviously close to the chest, but that person is someone that I think everyone knows, or not. But I'm assuming everyone is watching Days also, because I know Black Mom was sitting there saying that like Days so far was the best one for him. So is anyone watching Days, and what does everyone think about Days so far? Days of Our Lives. Um, I know Nikisha. I think you just started Sandy Moon. Do you watch Days of Our Lives, or is it just GH? Curious, 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 curious. Very curious. Let me know in the comment section or in the chat. Comment section. Technically, the comment section is the chat. If we're gonna be honest. Sandy Moon, you only watch GH. Okay. So hmm, I feel like all of us watches GH. Queen of the South, how are you doing today? Thank you for joining. It's always a pleasure to see you. Yes, Nikisha. Yes. When I first saw um was his name's Jake, I'm just like, come on, man. That's my guy Johnny Z. What are you talking about? You know? It's weird because in some ways I do look at Ava like, I can still see her as Carly, but I've gotten so used to Laura Wright as Carly that I'm just like, you know what? She she can be Ava now. Blackmon, yes. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. You know what I'm saying yes to? Well, it's always a pleasure to have you, Queen of the South. Yeah, Nagisha, like I said, it took me a minute to kind of get used to why does he walk like that. Nikisha, we both know why he walks like that. Let's just be honest, okay? Queen of the South, you watch all four? Yeah, Nikisha. Um, so Queen of the South, which is your favorite right now, and what is your least favorite? And that goes for everyone as well. That goes for everyone as well. What is your favorite right now? What is your least favorite, and why? I was watching a little bit of Y&R on Monday, and oh my god, uh, I you ever look at some of these soaps and realize that they have some really great potential, but they're just problems that they have to fix. Like GH, General Hospital, like one minute it was raining and next it wasn't. I don't know what happened. Um, General Hospital is an amazing show. Oh, and Sandy Moon. I did check out his channel. I think it's called Dean's Corner. Was actually on there for a little bit. Well, not on there, but on his live. Ooh, okay, Nikisha. Maybe I gotta sit there and check it out tonight. I think I might actually have some time to actually check it out tonight. Let me do that. I don't know. Well, we got 8 people, so we can kind of sit there and talk. Oh, 10 people, awesome. Um, so the first one I want to sit there and talk about was Brando's death. Now I know at this point everyone in here watches General Hospital, so I want to know what everyone thinks. What is good, L? You know what, hell, you're actually not wrong. In a lot of levels, you're not wrong. I actually kind of agree with that, which is sad. But I want to know when everyone's 'cause I touched on it a little bit during my review on GH, but I know Sandy Moon said that she didn't like it. Yeah, Queen of the South, we were just talking about that. Steffi's doing way too much, and she is making B&B very difficult for me to watch. Like I was gonna put out a review on Monday, and I was like, I can't do it because I'm just too. Oof. I was just being too negative. Yeah, Sandy Moon. Yeah, no. Breno's um death was heartbroken. Spencer and Trina. Yeah. Brandon's death was very difficult to watch, but it wasn't so much because of Brando. It was just watching someone die, pass away in the hospital. That was hard to watch, you know. And yeah, I was a little bit more emotional yesterday. But then when I woke up today, I was just like, there's a couple of things I gotta sit there and look at. I mean, did the actor wanted to leave? Did he want to stay? And GH just kind of kicked him to the curb? Because, I look at Nathan, and Nathan had practically the same death to some extent. He was up, he woke up, he talked for a little bit, and then gone. So it makes me think. Well, it's not so much that makes me think. It's just like, should I be mad that they kicked him off, or should I just be like, okay, the dude want to leave, he want to do other things, and it is what it is. Nikisha, yeah, no balance is suffering. Yeah, I mean, yeah, and in some ways, people looked at Sasha and Brandon like they were just their own separate show. You know, in some ways, they were really boring to begin with. Yeah, Queen and stuff. You gotta hit that autocorrect. JNR, what's good? What's going on, bro? How you doing? Hope you had a great day. Great day at work, and people weren't acting too crazy to you. Yes, Animal. Maybe we'll get more of her. They spent too much on sets. Uh, yeah, Nikisha. I mean, like I said, there it is, their own show, and in the beginning they were boring. They were so boring that they got Gladys to come in. And as much as people didn't like Gladys, people were talking more about them. I think Brando was actually exciting of a character when he first came in. He was hella exciting when he first came in. And then after Jason wasn't on the show anymore, um, people kept sitting there wondering, would he be the next? People kept wondering, was he gonna work with Sonny and be in a business and stuff like that, and was something crazy happen at work again, JNR? Like was it as bad as Sundays or like worse? Okay, how you like the team stuff. Now you know what, Nikisha, I agree with that. Oh, JNR, no, okay. Just another typical terrible day with some really terrible people. And not I'm assuming not all the people were terrible, just some of them. Yeah, Nikisha, that's the thing. They took so long to get them together that like at this point, like does anyone really care about Brooklyn and Chase? Yeah, Jana, I'm glad that you showed up, you know. I know me talking about soaps and stuff like that is not your usual thing, but I'm glad that you did show up anyway. Yo, if you got Instagram, um, let me know. Just email it to me and I'll friend request you. We can sit there and talk more on Instagram. What is good, Rob? How you doing? Yeah, my email address is in the about section. So just let me know what your Instagram name is, and I'll hit you up tonight. Well, I'll friend request you tonight. What is good, Crystal Williams? How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? Yeah, I mean, yeah, thanks, Jane. I appreciate that. Hell, you're not wrong with that. You're not wrong with that. Well, I mean, hell, the thing is, it also comes down to the cast. They got so many people there, you know. And I thought, wow, we didn't even remember there was one point where we didn't even see Sasha and Brando. Like they were just going for that long. That's because you got so much other stuff going on. But yeah, I don't know. Like Brando, he had a lot of potential in the beginning. I was really excited to sit there and see where he was going to go. But then after a while, like, oh, cool, we're gonna sit there and we're gonna make Brando and Sasha a couple. We're gonna have them get married. We're gonna have them have a baby. Like what? I mean, they were definitely not really good fleshed out characters together. Um, there was one point. I'm not even gonna sit there and say what I wrote in my comment section, but I don't know. I'm not as broken up about it today as I was yesterday with Brando's death. Hell, you know what? Yes. See, this is what we were talking about before with B&B and Steffi and just the same stuff. Like, her constant pushing her family, her mom and her dad back together. It got to a point where it's like, it's so annoying because here's the thing. She's over the top. Okay. That's annoying in itself. Then you have Ridge and Taylor, and they act so inept when it comes towards their daughter. Like, how are you letting your daughter practically push you around and telling you, "Oh, you should be together. You should do this. You should do that." I'm like, Rich, are you actually in love with your wife? Because if you was, I feel like any man or any person would have made a much. I don't know how I keep talking about. Sanford is in the chat. Thank you for joining. It's always good to see you. But I feel like any man that really loves his wife would have stood up much more faster and would have just pretty much put his foot down, even towards his own daughter and son. Hmm. Yeah, hell, you know better than me. Thanks, facts. I don't know if that's bi or facts, like I'm spitting facts or whatever. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. No, no, JNR, yeah. I mean, like if you love your wife, you love someone, you don't sit there and let somebody bash them, you know? Like that's insane. Your kids are talking all sorts of hella crazy about the woman that you practically pledged your life to. And I get that they're your kids, and you're not gonna sit there and come at them like you would a stranger, but it should be a reflex. You shouldn't just have this look on his face like in whatever kind of eyebrow things that he does. And I feel like Taylor's not making that much of a stink about it because she wants to be with Rich. She wants to be with Rich. But I mean, she doesn't like the fact that the kids are pressuring Rich, but she won't really say that much about it. What is good, Sean? Sean is in the chat. Yes, and if you know that those stupid little or whatever facial expressions that he makes, yeah, JNR, it's a commitment. You can't just sit there and let somebody disrespect your wife and tell you, oh, she's no good for you. You need to be with mom and just keep pushing that. I tried, Nikisha. I mean, I felt like I was gonna, I don't know, pop out an eye or eyebrow or something. You know what they say? You don't want to sit there and leave your face like that for too long because it will stay. It will stay that way. What is good, Phillips? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm trying not to eat with my mouth. I'm trying not to eat with my mouth. I'm trying not to talk with my mouth full. Philip, welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. Yes, Anthony, he definitely loves the attention. Yeah, hell, exactly. And then I'm like, Rich, she's telling you that she wants to be with you. Like, wants to be with you, be with you. Do you want to live with your wife? No? You're just gonna stand there with those stupid expressions on your face? Awesome, awesome. You know what the sad part about watching those two? Um, is that it's comical. I mean, it's stupid in the long run. We can all look at that and be like, Rich, why can't you just not make a choice? Now, yeah, um, Sanford said that he loves the attention, and this is something. This is not something that Sanford just said. This is something that a lot of people will agree in the chat that he loves the attention of having two beautiful women fight over him. Okay, cool. But at some point, see, the problem with something like this is that if this is in reality, they would have made the choice for him. Sure, really. Well, I mean, honestly, tell you, I'm not really too surprised that Brooke was obsessed with him. I am not surprised at all. Um, oh yeah, no, no, definitely, Jay. No, like I said, I look at that. I'm like, what are you doing? Also, I look at situations like that. I'm like, yo, listen, I get that Rich does stuff like that, but as far as the male species is concerned, we don't we don't claim that. Okay, we we not we not sanctioning his actions is what I'm saying. Yeah, Nikisha has been going on for decades. Yeah, I mean, I definitely take your word for it. Shakira is in the chat. Thank you for joining. It's always a pleasure to see you. Sanford, she dated the whole damn family. Oof. She's, the thing is, she's not even wrong. She's not. Going on for decades. Yeah, no, and you know what? When you say that Nikisha has been going on for decades, I feel bad for the people that have been watching it for so long because you're pretty much just kind of just watching a recycled storyline, and in reality, they're just picking back off when he left off like 20, 30 something years ago. Shakira, what story was good today? I didn't watch YNR yet, so I can't speak about YNR. B&B is, well, it's sucking like usual. The only good story is Days. Okay, I'm just gonna sit there and say Days is the only good one. Nikisha, yeah, yeah. I mean, I love my guy Deacon, and Dollar Bill is always great. So yeah, Sean, that's the. And the sad thing is that he'll sit there, like if somebody was to sit there and ask him like, why are you doing, like if Bill was to sit there and confront him, you know he would get super defensive. But Sean is right though. Sean is hella right. For real. Um like like Nikisha said, I'm like, bro, you can do better. That's why I said like in reality, those two women would have chose for him. Okay. They were, you know what I'm saying? Like they but for plot purposes, they gotta be played like fools. You got to be played by fools by this one idiot that wants to hug and kiss all over one person. Oh. Yes, and you know what, Nikisha, you're right. Especially Bill's tone and his voice. Hey, when I was watching it today, and I saw Steppy doing her usual stick. The one thing I was happy about was seeing Bill, Liam, and Wyatt because Bill was there, and that's what we're getting to. Um, some characters on some shows really do drag it down, but it's so obvious in Y&R. So I was watching it on Monday, and some of the stories was good. Let's see, you had Diane. Yeah, in the case, I wish they would do more with them. You had Diane. You had Phyllis. This was on Monday's episode. Well, Sean, isn't Stephanie's like they call her Steffi, short for Stephanie? I mean, I know they call it like Stephanie, like they would sit there and call me, I don't know, Al, because I'm a junior. Crystal, how does Steppy pull the book? Um, but oh, that's not to say. Yeah, Y&R just has a lot of characters on there that just brings it down. And I said on one of my reviews, I was like, there's seven people that they need to get rid of on Y&R or make them better. Hmm. Okay, Crystal. I mean, to be fair, yeah, no, yeah, okay, I get where you're coming from. Um, Sharon, they need to let her go. Like Sharon needs to go, Noah needs to go, Allie needs to go, Kyle and Summer needs to go, and I feel like I'm forgetting someone because Y&R isn't a bad show. It isn't. And Mariah and Tess, those are another characters that they either need to go or they need to put them in something that's interesting and entertaining. What is good, Jay? Thank you for joining. Always good to see you. Thank you. Yeah, Sean, I heard about the Ridge's mother. She always loved Taylor over Brooke, but you know, yeah, Crystal. The thing is, they don't give them anything to do. I don't think that Mariah and Tess are bad characters. They just don't give them anything to do. They're always at what Crimson Light with Sharon pouring coffee. Tess and Mariah will sit there and say some sort of cringy, you know, love lines, and it doesn't go anywhere. It's like, why, why? And you have this whole thing with Noah and Allie being all cute and everything like that. I'm like, are you going to put them in something that's going to be interesting? Because if not, why are you there? Don't get me wrong, I'm pretty sure, even if we look on Jace, there's been a lot of times where you have some interesting characters that are just used for filler. But it's so, I don't know what is it about Y&R that becomes so painfully obvious, you know? Like Nate and Devon, Amanda, and I forgot her sister's name. They're having a good story. They're having a good story. Billy and Lily are usually interesting. Victor, I don't even think I have to say it at this point. Um, the Diane story doesn't really work for me because it's like it's a 30-year-old grudge that they're just, I don't know, arguing and trying to bring this woman down, and it's kind of dumb. But I know some people may like it dumb. Yeah, Blackmon, it's so funny. You know, every time that I feel like I'm going to be forgetting certain characters' names. Sharon, I'm just like, oh wait, because her name is Sharon in real life. Um, oh, and it was Adam. Yeah, Adam, Sally, and Nick. And I think Adam just walked in, and he was like, "Yo, what is Nick doing in the room with you?" And I think point blank asked, like, "Yo, y'all two sleeping together?" And I'm just like, "Bro, why does it matter if they are sleeping together? I mean, you dumped her for a good cause. You went about it in a very cruel way, but if she decides to sleep with Nick, that's like anyway. It was good. Okay, that's my point. It was good. But then you had Kyle and Summer that just dragged the whole episode down. I wouldn't say that, but thank you, 25. I gotta sit there and check out your channel. I was watching a couple of videos. Pretty good. Yeah, Blackman, I know. I can imagine. I can imagine doing a story like that. You know, and granted, when I sit there and say that they need to sit there and kick off these characters or whatever, I know that the actors are good, and I feel like if they give them something really good to work on, they can do it. The problem is when they don't give them that material, it's like they're just floundering, and they're just there to be there. You know, it just doesn't work. Hell, even like Kyle and Summer. Thank you, JNR. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Oh, Sean used to like Phyllis. Okay, I can see that. I can see that. I feel like Phyllis has a lot of potential, and she's very fiery. She's smart in a lot of ways. I don't want to sit there and say she reminds me of Carly because I feel like that would be an insult to Phyllis. But I can see why people like her, and it makes me wonder: are they actually doing Phyllis a justice in this whole story with Diane? Oh, Sanford, you don't like this Summer. You don't like this version of Summer. Crystal was there's too many storylines that's going all at once. Hmm. I remember DC says something of that nature with with General Hospital. Like there was one point they had so much going on that he kind of felt like it was a lot just to keep up with. A lot just to keep up with. But Sanford, oh, she doesn't match with Kyle. You don't think that she has good chemistry with Kyle? Again, I'm not even to saying you're wrong because when I started watching it, that's when the new summer came in. Wasn't it? Okay. And I've asked this in the chat before. Okay. I've asked this in the chat before, but who, I know Moses went off to college, but Moses was with somebody else, right? Who was Moses dating that also left? They used to always get them confused. Oh, Sean, she acts more like Nina. Oh, okay. Okay. And if that's the case, then I can see why they actually put her in the role of Nina. Faith. Okay, thank you, Nikisha. Thank you. I don't know. For some odd reason, I just always think get those two confused. But yeah, it's Faith, Moses, and they just shook them on out. But yeah, I don't think that it's a bad show. And for some odd reason, even when I first started watching YNR, I just liked Victor. I didn't even know why I liked Victor. I just knew that I just liked him. I mean, how I used to sit there and see little clippings of him here and there, and like, what is going on with that guy? Like, what else my damn notes at? So yeah, you know what we didn't actually talk about, and I don't know how many people actually watch because we talked about Days a little bit, but is anyone in the chat actually watching Days? Let me know who's watching Days if you're liking the storyline so far. I'm personally loving the storyline, and I'm wondering if anyone actually saw today's episode. I did, but I do want to try to watch Why Not Tonight. Days is killing it though. Days is killing it, and I know it's about to get even more crazy. Yeah, Sean. No, he definitely does. But, I mean, the dude's been doing it for like 30 or 40 or 50 something years. So I mean, you act like you didn't expect him to dominate the scenes. Queen of the South, you've been watching Days. Yeah, no, Days has been killing it. Actually, I did like today's episode. It wasn't over the top. It wasn't anything that was like super intense. But I thought it was pretty good though. And I'm just wondering, and I said this in my Days review. I'm like, how is Bella like? This woman doesn't even have a law degree. Am I missing something? I mean, I know plot usually, well, it overrides common sense and logic, but I'm like, why do you feel like he's I don't even know how to sit there and say this right. I'm just like, why are you not beating her? You have a law degree, and this anyway. Did anyone watch Days? 'Cause I feel like I feel like I'm gonna be spoiling some stuff as well. And thank you everyone for the likes. Oh my god, thank you. Jay is liking Days. Okay, all right. I know I said this in the beginning, but Nikki, are you liking Days so far, or like what's going on with that? In Sanford, you don't watch Days a lot. You don't watch Days, right? Yeah, Queen of the South. I'm like, yo, how are you losing to Kristen, who has no law degree? Like, you know what, JNR, you have a point. Oh, Crystal Williams. Okay, all right. I kind of feel bad because I feel like I have to spoil a little bit of it. So you mean this days on Peacock? Yeah, no, it's specifically on Peacock. Um, and I mean like paid subscription. Yeah, no, no, no. JNR, you definitely got a point. In the case, yeah, no, when I first started watching it, I felt the same way, and I think I mostly watched in the beginning because um, the Salem one, the Salem one. I don't. Yeah, no, Kristen's my girl. Kristen is my girl. And Nikisha, I have to trust me. I get it. It was hard. It was hard enough to sit there and remember the characters' names, let alone um, try to remember like history and backstories and stuff like that. But I mean, Nikisha should definitely keep up with it. The spinoffs are on Peacock. Hmm. Yeah, no, Sanford, I never heard of Days being a spinoff of something else. That's the you know what I'm saying. Like when I read that question, I had to sit there and read it a couple of times. Oh, Sanford. Oh, Beyond Salem. Yes, yes, yes. That is on Peacock. Yes, yes, it is. Thank you for clarifying that. Yeah, Nikisha, Beyond Salem. That's a good one. And even when I here's the thing, Nikisha, even when I was watching Beyond Salem, there were certain characters or certain histories that I didn't fully understand. But I mean, I still rock with it. Like, they got a character named Megan Hathaway. That's Stefano's daughter. And, like, apparently Stefano died. And it was a lot of backstory that I really didn't know much about. But they made the episode so entertaining that I just kind of just went along for the ride regardless. But no, Nikisha, I definitely get what you're saying about that. It's funny in the beginning when I was watching this whole trial with Kristen versus Brady as far as custody and stuff like that. It's like in the beginning I wanted Kristen to win. I really did. But Kristen is a character that just gets in her own way. When Brady was like, well, you don't look at Rachel as a daughter, you look at her as property, as a possession. Because in reality, shared custody would be the best thing for everyone. Yeah, Shakira, she lost custody, which is amazing because she was doing so well against a woman who is a lawyer, which I'm not going to get into that. But, you know, like I said, joint custody would have worked for everyone. But of course, Kristen got to sit there and be greedy and wants to be with Brady still. So she did that to herself. She did that to herself. I'm wondering, are they ever gonna bring Philip back? That's my question. Are they ever gonna bring Philip back? Philip was a character in the beginning I didn't like. I literally called him man child. And throughout the course of watching him, I actually started liking him. I actually started rooting for him, which I did not see coming. So I'm like, kudos to the writers on that. Yeah, Sean, definitely overreaching. But I don't know. I guess that's what makes her a fun character, you know? And it doesn't make her a boring character. So, I mean, when I first used to start watching the show, I used to give everybody to smoke. And throughout that course, I realized there were certain characters that people really loved and he loved defending. Kristen lost custody, but not because she wasn't trying. Yeah, no. This had a lot. Yeah, no, Queen of Stuff. This had a lot to do with Chloe bringing in that evidence of her being attacked with a letter opener by Kristen. Oh, and I'm sorry for spoiling it for people, but I'm just like I'm surprised. Like, first of all, the judge was like, "Yo, you really shouldn't even be talking to me. Like, what do you? I can't talk to you about this stuff." But yet she took in the evidence, and I'm like, what are you? What are you doing? I'm surprised that Kristen was practically running the show like there was no tomorrow, and the judge was just allowing it. I'm just like, yo, did you forget who courtroom this was? Because I thought it was yours, but Kristen, oh, you haven't watched Days in over 10 years. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, it's a long time. So, Krista, what are you watching? You watching the other three? And if so, what's your favorite? I just want to make sure that I read all the comments. Sometimes I don't do that. Also, since I have everyone in the chat, and I'm pretty sure I'm assuming a lot of people watched JLJ Media's live stream today. But if you didn't watch it this weekend, me and James, I'm gonna call him James at this point. Me and James are gonna be sitting there doing the video. That's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, so definitely check out that. I'm pretty sure he's doing like a private Zoom or whatever. I don't know if he's going to put out the video afterwards. I don't really know how that works, but if he does, definitely check it out because it's going to be a lot of fun. So crazy. It's so crazy. Yeah. Yeah, Sean. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've heard of that, and every time I think of that, I'm just like, man, that's just kind of gross. That's just kind of gross. You went from his father to his son, and then Brady's like, nah, that's cool. We can sit there and be together. We can we can do stuff that you used to do with my dad. That sounds so gross. God, that sounds gross. Oh, Crystal Williams, okay. Some African soaps. Like what? I know DC, he talks about a lot of the African soaps. And I don't remember if it was you last time that said that you got into those soaps because of DC, but I know he covers a lot of South African soaps and a lot of British soaps. Oh, the videos don't get posted. Oh, okay, that's okay, Nikisha. That sucks. I'm pretty sure he has his reasons, but oh, what happens in the Zoom stays in the Zooms. Oh, okay, that sounds saucy. Sounds kind of saucy, but I'm not knocking his process. I'm pretty sure he has a reason for why he does what he does. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. Not that long ago, I was doing videos with DC, and we're still gonna sit there and keep doing videos together. But like now, I'm doing it with mystery guesses and yes, JNR. Oh, Jessica is in the chat. Yeah, no, no, he's no. That definitely makes sense. What is good, Jessica? How you doing today or tonight, depending on your time zone? Hey, and on the case, that definitely makes more sense. Smart man, very, very smart. It's so weird, like just talking about James in general, because we obviously bumped heads when we first started. Jay, I'm loving Orpheus. I'm loving Orpheus. I don't know what Steve was thinking when he just jumped in there like that to try to threaten him. What is good, Queens girl? How are you doing tonight? That's the question. How are you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. Yeah, gotta do the noodles. Gotta do the noodles. I should eat more healthier. I really should. And I say that as I'm sitting there having another bite of, well, pretty much some unhealthy crap. But that was us there talking about. Thank you for joining the chat. Thank you for joining live. I really appreciate that. Um, oh my God. Oh, James, yes. So yeah, no, it's really interesting because you know, it, like knowing James and like being like friends with James and stuff like that, it's very easy to write someone off when you have a disagreement with someone or you don't, you may not share the same viewpoint as the other person. And I think that's what made our first like collab video so great, you know, because I really want to sit there and know him and not just, oh, well, he disagrees with me, so he's wrong, you know. So yeah, we got going on. But yeah, no, I'm loving Orpheus. Um, and it's one of those things where it's like, have a great night, JNR. It's really good to see you. Definitely, like I said, email me your Instagram, and I definitely will sit there and chop it up. Which reminds me, I got to sit there and put up my Twitter since um I cleaned it up. So I'm gonna sit there and I had to write it down because if I didn't write it down, I was just gonna forget it. But yeah, no, I'm put on my Twitter also. So if anyone wants to follow me on Twitter, if you have Twitter, even though that Twitter is practically the Wild West of social medias. So, yeah, no, but I'm loving Orpheus, and it's one of those things where it's like Orpheus seemed like he has so many great stories even back in the day that part of me is kicking myself for not trying to try out these other soap operas. All right, good, Jane. Good. I'll definitely sit there and look out for that email. Um, but yeah, no, I definitely kind of kicked myself not watching some of these other soap operas. Um, I was watching someone on Instagram. No, not Instagram. It was on YouTube, and it was like different soap opera like actors and people that have like passed away and stuff. And some of them, they were talking about Stefano. They were talking about some. How do I sit there and say it? Mm. I'm trying to say it in a least offensive way. But it was a character that used to be on Passions. He was a really short. I don't know if anyone actually remember Passions, but like a little person. Screw it. If I'm gonna get canceled, so be it. I don't know exactly what his name was, but we were talking about different people that passed away, and he was one of them. And it just reminds me of you know, well, I mean, obviously a lot of things, but the fact that I didn't give other shows a chance, and I probably missed out on some really great heyday moments, um, like Steve and everything. You remember Passion? Okay. Jessica? How was Passions? And this goes for everyone. How was Passions? Oh, Christy, you didn't really watch Passions. What soap operas did you watch back in the day? Um, what was your main soap opera that you used to watch back in the day? or the soap opera that got you into watching soap operas. Everyone has something different. Mine's is More Like Love to this day. Shakira, All My Children More Like Love. Sean Passion was insane. Yes, Nikisha, I heard about that. I heard about that. I gotta actually watch it because well, Portia. Let's just be honest. Crystal Williams. It was All My Children. Okay. Sanford. Yeah. No, I think that's I think that's what Passion was. Hmm. Never got boring, Nikisha. Okay, that's kind of a shame then that they got canceled like that. I'm wondering because I heard it got canceled, and then like another network or whatever kind of picked it up, and I think it was like Direct TV, and then it just got canceled again. Oh, Black Man, you like Passion too? Okay. Um, didn't Passion have like witches and warlocks and stuff like that? Like that was part of the whole thing. Sean was like, "Yo, I'm not watching this. I'm not watching this without being on something." Queen of the South. Okay, why not? Okay. I would sit there and say happy birthday, but I don't know when your birthday was. Yeah, All My Children. That was the one soap opera that I didn't watch. Oh, Jay, that was the first soap opera you watched too. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Well, As the World Turns. Oh, As the World Turns was your first soap opera. Okay. Okay, John. Yeah, Guiding Light, As the World Turns. Oh, Queen, you remember Dark Shadows? Oh, wow. Oh, Sean, you've been watching Jade for a hot minute. JP, PJ, Lois. Days of Our Lives is your first one. Okay. Nikisha Ryan's Hope. Okay. Wasn't Mike the first Mike or one of the mics was on Ryan's Hope? And Jessica's mother from One Like to Live was on that show too. Oh, okay, Jessica. Okay, cool. So we watched our shows opposite. One Like to Live was my first, and then GH eventually. Queens, Girl 59, Dark Shadows, and All My Children. Okay. Sanford, that was a lot. Oh my goodness. How did you manage to? How did you do all that? Queens, Ryan's Hope, and Edge of the Night. I've never heard of Edge of the Night. That's a new. I gotta look that up. Anyone actually heard of Edge of the Night? Crystal Williams, Moonlight Live in the '90s. Yeah, yeah. Crystal, I watched mine's '98. Wow, Dark Shadows. Okay, all right, Sanford. Remote. Okay, and Queen of South. Yeah, that's how I used to. Yeah, Queen. I used to watch. I used to record a lot of my stuff on, my VCR. Nah, Jay, I never watched PG soaps. PNG soap. No. Now I'm hearing about this Edge of Night, and I'm like, All right, now I gotta sit there and check that out. Oh, James, the OG is in the chat. Oh my God. Like I said, always sit there and make it big when I got the OG in the house. What's good, James? We're just talking about you. All positive things, of course. Queen's a 30-minute show. That I gotta sit there and check out this Edge Knight thing. No, Lois, I haven't. I hope you don't mind if I call you Lois because I'm kind of bad with names sometimes. Hey, Honeymoon Smile. Thank you for joining. Thank you. Oh, okay. Okay, so James knows about Edge Knight and definitely sign up for his event because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be on it one of the days and it's going to be a lot of fun. So definitely support my guy James. Splendor. And thank you, Honeymoon, for joining. Does that y'all are just like blowing my mind with all these shows I've never heard of. Yeah, no, no, Nikisha can sit there and testify for James events. So, like I said, definitely join the Zoom. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I usually sit there and try to peep his morning show. So, oof. Now my question is, James, would you interview her again? Would you interview Lori? Would you interview Lori again? Yeah, Lois. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check out this Desires and Edge of Night. James, if you ever do interview her, I may actually have to sign up to watch that. I would definitely watch that because well, I would just watch it. You know what the sad thing is about that whole scandal with Lori from Full House. Like I get what she did was bad, but I don't think it's the worst thing that everyone has ever done, and I don't think that she deserves as much slack as she got. Yeah, James. No, I remember Ryan's Home. I remember that. I mean, I didn't watch it, but yes, James. That's exactly what Smith is saying. It wasn't like this wasn't something that was like malicious or anything like that. Exactly, Jessica. And I know you Smith is saying that jokingly, but in reality, I've seen people do a lot worse. You know. So I mean, I get the fact that maybe they felt like she got like a slap on the wrist, but it was like it was for her daughter. This wasn't just some. Not gonna lie, I feel like a lot of ways they kind of blew it out of proportion. Ooh, okay. All right, Lois, I'm definitely gonna check it out. Yes, James, I do remember Santa Barbara. The Nancy something Graham was on it. Jay Poor Charles. I feel like at this point everyone knows about Poor Charles, and if you don't know about Poor Charles, then well, then you should definitely watch Poor Charles. No, Nikisha, I get that. I get that. I like I said, I understand the fact that she was privileged and that she probably got a slap on the wrist for something that other people would have got a lot worse. So I'm not saying that it was. I'm not saying it wasn't bad. I just feel like there's so many people that do so much bad stuff out there that this was not the worst. You know, oh, the night shift with Jason and Spinelli and the guy that used to do the Coke 45 videos. I'm not even joking. What was his name? Billy D. Williams? Or was it somebody else? I don't remember who. Maybe it was him. Yeah, no, James. It was definitely. Oh, Jay, that's easy. It has to be my guy Caleb. Hands down, Caleb. Yes. Yep. Yep, James he was. Yeah, Billy D. Williams, yes. I was wondering if I had the name right. Thank you for making sure I was on point. Jeremy was good. Thank you for joining. Oh, really, Lewis? Okay. All right. I'm definitely gonna sit there and check that out. Thank you. I was wondering about that. I knew I forgot something. I was like, I know they got a crossover that's going on. Keisha calls him Lando. I don't know why, but when you said Lando, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of thinking of the Boondocks about Uncle Ruckus, and I'm not gonna say anything more from that. But if you watch the Boondocks, you know what I'm talking about with Diana Ross. Oh, okay. See, this is why I rock with James. This is why I rock with James for real. Yeah, and it's. I think I made it around like 6:30 or 6:45, and it's still surprisingly warm. And compared to everything else that I eat, it's a lot less messier. I like the beef flavor. Well, James knows how to cook. So like James, I was gonna say, they said, well, I know how to cook too. I was like, I know how to cook, but I don't really cook that much, like nearly ever. Yeah, James, I've seen your videos. I know you know how to work a kitchen. Lois, are you serious? That that was the same guy from Smoke. Wow. Nah, but I've seen your videos, like some of them, you doing in the kitchen and stuff like that. So okay, I knew that Billy D he did the Coke 45 thing, but I didn't know about the cigarette stuff. That's new. No, Lois, I remember that episode, and I remember how cheesy he was acting. I just didn't think that that was the same guy. Thank you, Lois. I just like brung this like rush of nostalgia right over me. But nah, James, I was just oh wow. But nah, James, I was sitting there talking about you earlier, just as far as what is it like to like get to know someone and not just write them off because your opinion is different than somebody else's or your opinion is different from theirs. I was talking about our collab, our first collab that we did. Oh wow. Lois, I remember Dominic used to be on this show called Edgemont. And I think he was doing that right at the same time he was doing General Hospital. Oh, James. Oh my God, James, you watch Edgemont? You used to watch Edgemont? Edgemont was first, yeah. Oh, okay. Maybe it was the girl Kristen or whatever her name is. I know she did that and Smallville at the same time. Yeah, I can never. Oh, James, I thought she was doing it back and forth. Okay. Yeah, Lois. You know, it's funny because I started watching that show and it was just like, who, Jeremy, who is BDW? Yeah, James. For some odd reason, I thought that both of the actors like did it like back and forth. I didn't realize that they did Edgemont first and then what you call? Oh, okay. Oh, Lois, you bring me back to Degrassi days. I used to watch that show a lot. I used to love Degrassi. Degrassi has situations where it go from like 0 to like 90. Like stuff would just happen really fast and it was just crazy. Oh wow, okay, James. Well, I mean, eh, you know what? It's still a good show either way. James, did you like the modern version, or what did you watch up to? Yeah, Sanford. You know, sometimes you know, what, James, they did actually go there. That is the one thing I could sit there and say about like Canada's like dramas and stuff like that is that they'll push the envelope a little bit more than they would in like I don't know U.S. shows. Yeah, Jay, that was hella long ago. You know what? Yes, yes, Lois, I do. I feel like they can probably no screw it. I mean, the shows. I feel like at this point, I'm like maybe they should take off another character, but now I'm just like, you know what? No, they're always gonna have a bloated cast, definitely. Chris, you mean as yeah, yeah, Jeremy. The cast members are like the Damaras. They just Jay. What was my least favorite couple? I don't really have a least favorite couple. I've never really been into the coupling things, but yeah, no, Jay. They're very good as far as not bloating up their cast. Except for, I think I watched a little bit of Star. What was his name? Starros. I watched a little bit of him when Nathan and how was her name? Lulu like captured or whatever. Well, what do you mean by that, Lois? Like, I mean, I would like to sit there and hope they would do like more crossovers. That would be cool. Especially if All My Children was back. That would be really cool. Have a good night, James. Thank you for stopping by and chatting it up. Really appreciate that. Let's everyone say goodbye to James. You know, he got like about 50 other million things to do, so always appreciate it. Sanford, I hope that they actually do. Actually, hopefully they do get to some point with Liz's storyline. Well, you know, I miss Todd Manning also, but I also miss Colin. Also Miss Colin. Um, I mean, Honey Smile, my least favorite would probably be Y&R. And my most favorite will be Days. I would so love to say GH, but it's not really working. So yeah, no, that'll be mine. What will be yours though? Honey Smile. What's your favorite and your least favorite, and why? Yeah, Jay, I love me some Days. Lois, you know what? They did used to be fire, and I don't know what we got going on now. And I've said this multiple times, but I'll sit there and say it again because, well, why not? Um, some of these episodes, like, don't get me wrong, the stuff with like when he had Jason and he had Drew and Peter and stuff like that was great stuff. Cyrus was great stuff. But then you have episodes where they're just like, hmm, it was okay, it was average, it wasn't really that great. Thank you, Queen of the South. Yeah, thank you. Hit the like button. That definitely does help. You know, it really does help. But it's one of those things where it's like I don't like to be obnoxious about it too. Um, I know some people will sit there and say like every 5 to 10 seconds, but I feel like I do the exact opposite, which I don't say it at all, and that's probably not good as well. GH, Guiding Light, and AMC. Ooh, would I ever be okay with recasting Jason? You know, there was a time in my life I would have said no, but then you had Billy came in and he did a really great Jason, so I guess I'll be open up for it. Yeah, if it was done right, yes. Yeah, honey, smart. I was talking about that earlier in the chat. I was like, you know, as far as certain characters that need to go, and the sad thing is that it's not their fault. You know, like you got Mariah and Tess and Sharon that just spends all their time at Crimson Lights, and it's they don't do anything. Like I was trying to get into it on Monday with um then they had like Kyle and Summer that just kept dragging down the episode with their cheesy, cringeworthy lines. And I'm just like, my God. Like, and granted, I want to try to finish watching it, but I just couldn't do it. Uh, 25. I remember, I think you might have asked me that question before, but I'll say this though. As sad as it is, the fact that this woman, she got to watch, well, she got to watch her grandsons become fathers. You know, I think I feel like it's one of those things where it's like it's hard to say this, and I know this sounds a little kind of cheesy or like kind of cliche, but I know a lot of people will sit there and be sad and stuff like that, but I think it's kind of good to sit there and use the dislike button. I would sit there and say that celebrate her life, not so much as be sad at her passing, if that makes sense. Yeah, Queen and stuff. I mean, I that's why I said like I was very hesitant to say that. And even when Billy did play Jason, he played a much different Jason. Like all around, he laughed more, he smiled more. Um, but he also did things that you would want Jason to have done at the time. Instead of always choosing Sonny and Carly, he chose his family. He chose his family. And when Jason came back, as much as I love Jason, there were certain things that even he did that pissed me off. Talking about, oh, I love my son Danny and Jake and stuff like that. I'm like, well, you love Carly and Sonny more. You want to be in the mob and stuff like that. And I know that people said in the comment section before. Yes, Kevo, I did. I like the beat. I like the beat. I'll sit there and say I like the beat. I got an email. I don't want to sit there and say everything out like in front of everyone, but I like the beat though. Yeah, Jay, that was the thing though. Like, he chose a life with Sonny over his own kids. But, him sitting there saying, oh, I really love Danny and I love Jake. And I'm like, yeah, you love them secondary to your job. Like, it's just like, it's like having somebody sit there and talk about how much they love their kids, but then would do the exact opposite that makes it where you're not in your kids' lives. Yeah, sure, no, I love his take on the character as well. Hell, even when Billy was Drew, I still loved him as his own character. And to be honest, it's not like anything really changed. So yeah, no, Jay, no, that's definitely the writer's fault. Hell, we can sit there and blame the writers on pretty much anything, but just looking at the character, just talking about the character in general, you know, yeah, yes, yes, Honey Smile. And that's what I was looking saying. Like, I felt so bad. I feel so bad. Not even I felt. I still feel bad for the longtime fans of B&B because from what I'm hearing, they just keep recycling the same stuff over and over again. Jay, thank you for joining. I really appreciate having you in the chat. Thank you. Thank you. It's always good to see you and chop it out with you. You have a great night. Yes, yes, Lois. Yeah. And in all reality, from what I understand, they got that storyline from One Life to Live. Because One Life to Live did it first like a long time ago. Well, somewhat of a long time ago. I do remember actually watching a clip of that and being like, oh, that's what the whole Drew and Jason and Anna and the whole Drew and Jason thing. And it was kind of a shame, like when because I was watching One Life to Live up into that point. I was watching it up into the point where they switched Queen of the South. Oh my god. Thank you, Queen of the South. Thank you so much. I really love doing the lives. Like I did them. Sean, I agree. Oh, Daisy Plot, you like Drew and Carly together? Okay, all right. It's always interesting hearing people who say that they like those two together. And thank you again, Queen of the South. Oh my God, thank you so much. And 22 likes. Sometimes I just have to sit there and just take a minute and just kind of breathe. I'm just like, um, yeah. Sometimes I just gotta sit there and take a moment and breathe and just be like, wow. Honeymoon. Honey Smile. You're not the first person to actually said that in the chat. Somebody said that earlier. Somebody said that early between that and it was something else. I think it was like sleeping with other people's men. That stuff he did, that Brooke done. But yeah, you're not the first person that said that though. you think it's possible that Nell and Willow? Lois, we mean, I don't understand the question. It's like you wrote half of it. You mean like that they're sisters or um that they're alive? I really want to hear that answer. Crystal, you might I think you might have said that in the beginning. I know somebody said that in the beginning. I remember somebody saying that at the beginning, and it might have been you, Crystal. Might have been you. Daisy Flower? No, no. I mean, I think Jeremy, did you actually say that in the comment section at one point? You know what, Lois? I wouldn't even put that past. I wouldn't even put that past the writers. The fact that they just made Willow. Well, they confirmed that Willow. Yeah. Kale. I I do eat bananas. I mean, I'm not gonna have it right now, but I yeah, I do eat bananas. Mm. I don't know what that was about. No, I felt like you. Mm. Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't know what that was about, but yeah, honey, smile. I'm just like you. Yeah, Stanford. I said the same thing when I read that. I was like, what? Thank you, Nikisha. Thank you. I'm just like, well, hmm. I don't even know what to say to that. To be honest, like I'm partly just like, well, I've been doing this for a while, since I think 3 years now. So I feel like if I didn't actually get a troll every once in a while, then I'm not doing something right. Yeah, Jeremy. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, Nikisha. I mean, like I said, there's always something. And to be fair, I've been doing this for like 3 something years. This is like the first time I actually saw that. So, like I said, I must be doing something right. I had like 1,000 subscribers, so which I'm always amazed. Every time I wake up in the morning, the numbers, I'm just like, oh, Lois, One Tree Hill was my show. Yeah, Nikisha, we're definitely having way too much fun. Oh, okay, Daisy Flower. That's interesting. Daisy, how long have you been watching B&B for? Yeah, and I'm here for it. Um, no. Shakira, no. I'm not even gonna sit there and even try to say, just watch Days. Just don't just watch Days. Shakira, I really think you should watch Days from day one. Okay. So Days, you've been watching it from jump. Okay. Broke knees payback. You know, Crystal, I will take your word for it. I will take your word for it. Oof. So you're kind. So Daisy, do you also feel like it's a recycled storyline? Oh, Honey Smile used to watch One Tree Hill. That was my show. My friend got me hooked on it, and after the first episode, when I forgot the name, when Lucas beats Nathan in basketball, I was all in. I mean, of course, that show like drastically changed, but I used to love that. I used to love that show and Gossip Girl, like the first one with Dan and Serena and oh hell yes, Lois, total hypocrite, total hypocrite. Yes, Daisy, and that's what I was saying before when I first started doing the well, just live. I was like, I feel bad for people that's watching B&B because you're just watching this recycled stuff over and over again. Nikisha, yes, yes, I remember. I remember rewinding that like 7 times when I had my VCR. And I had my VCR and I rewound that like 7 times. I was like, "Are you serious?" You know, Jerry, definitely a hypocrite. Really? Honey Smile? I do remember. I mean, I did hear that they were like Liam and Steffi. Ooh, is you know what, Sean? I think Paramount actually has the first episode, so I might actually watch the first episode at some point. Yeah, Jeremy, I trust me, I know those words. Hmm. Yeah, Lois. You know, somebody else also said that. I don't know. Okay, I don't know what that is about. Shakira, I'm 100% sure that B&B is going to waste your time. I'm not. I started watching a little bit of it, and I can just tell you right now, it will. Yeah, Sanford. That's no. I'm pretty sure I just used the damn time out button. Yeah, Daisy Flower. I'm definitely getting these spoiled brat um and kind of a bully also. Oh, you okay? Okay, Sean. I will take your word for it. I but I also feel again. I feel like Harley is in a lot of ways kind of like Phyllis from Y&R. I was going to sit there and say B&B, but technically B&B and Y&R is in the same universe. So, but you know what I mean. Lois, I 100% agree. Daisy Flower. Oh, Kendall from AMC, right? I know Sammy from Days, and obviously I know Carly, but I'm assuming Daisy Flower, you mean Kendall from AMC or All My Children, right? But yeah, Lois, I was saying the same. I was saying the same thing. I'm like, you got kids, you got a husband, you got a job, like a career, and yet you're still snitching trying to parent trap your two parents. Like, what are you doing? Okay. Yep. I kind of had a feeling you was talking about Kendall because I remember Kendall looking so much like Erica Kane. Like the casting was perfect for that. Jeremy, good. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, Crystal. Yeah, I didn't really know that much about her though. Du Dupree? I'm assuming that's how you pronounce the name, right? So you've been watching YNR for a hot minute, like a long time. Yeah, Crystal, that was gonna be interesting. Did you so I'm assuming everyone saw the previews. I'm just like, Carly, you sure you want to sit there and be trying to go up against this woman? Again, no backup. No one knows that you were married to Sonny at some point, and you're sitting there talking like you're getting off in this woman's face who obviously has money, power, and influence. Okay, Carly, let's see how well that works out. They fall into a gray area. Yeah, Daisy Fly. I mean, I think that's what makes some of these characters really interesting is that they do fall into this gray area. Dancing in the gentleman's room. Gentlemen's Club. Okay, Dupree. Thank you, Tracy. Oh my God, thank you so much. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Thank you for joining. And thank you again. Yeah, Honey Smith. Isn't that funny how she constantly goes at Brooke though? Isn't that crazy? Well, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. T. Marshall, Amy Spencer, Cass toxic waste. Yo, Marshall, how is Spencer a toxic waste? And Tracy, thank you for joining. Let's welcome Tracy, everyone. So, Sean, I take it that you're not interested in the whole Carly portion. Yeah, I don't. So crazy. I did. Oh, that was weird. Yeah, Lois, that would be interesting. You know what? At the time right now, no 25, because I feel like any person that I would get, I don't know how this person keeps getting back on. Yeah, Stanford Epic, that's just the best. That's just the best thing I can do. Yeah, I mean, honeymoon. It will be definitely interesting to see. Um, hope kind of get down and dirty with Steffi. Oh, I think you had to block him from your side. Yeah, no, I just did that. So hopefully that worked, Stanford. Hopefully that worked. That was just a little weird though, but yeah, Jeremy, definitely. Um, yeah, Queen. It's weird, Queen itself, because I've never actually dealt with like trolls like that. I mean, not on that level, but yeah, yeah, no, definitely. It's like the first time, so it definitely caught me off guard. I'm just like, what? Lois, that would be interesting. I mean, I don't know who. Yeah, I'm not sure. Honestly, tell you the truth, even when you said Austin, I was like, Austin who? But then again, like if I like Austin, it's been so long since he's maybe Jennifer Smith. Yeah, no, Sanford. That's why I was like, what? I mean, I think we had a troll like maybe 2 weeks ago, but it was just like one time and then he was gone. So that was a little new. But yeah, I almost forgot about Austin's character. That's why when you said that, he was like, "Who do you think Austin's working for?" I'm just like, Austin. It would be interesting for them to actually come up with, for them to move his storyline along. Okay. I don't know. It's hard to even sit there and think about Austin because he just killed off Brando, and then you got Cody, you have Rory, you have Miss Wu that's not there running the show. You have so many characters. So I feel like even when you said Austin, he just got lost in the shuffle. Yeah, Jeremy. I mean, I think we saw Bridget like maybe once or twice. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with that, but yeah, no. I mean, hmm. Nikisha, from what I understand, I heard that like they had to kill off Franco because like the actor got in trouble in real life or something, so that's why they killed him off. But there's so many rumors about why they killed off Franco. But definitely, it was definitely not an upgrade to get Austin. I will say that much. Yeah, Dupree. I was just more like it just seemed kind of dumb. Like Anna's not sitting there watching her back, knowing that there's a killer running around. And why would Jordan just walk up to somebody or walk up to her with that hook on her? Like, why would she do that for? Thank you, Lois. Thank you for joining the chat. It was really fun talking to you. Thank you. Always good to see you. Have a good night. Yeah, Sean. I mean, I was willing to give Austin a chance, and I don't even think it's Austin's problem is just the bloated cast. Daisy Flower, you liking Dax and Josh? Yo, we were talking about that last week in the chat. We were like, yo, at this point, it's just a countdown to when Dex and Josh hook up or be together. Okay. Yeah, Honey Smell. Hopefully they'll sit there and bring in Bridget. I mean, you bring in Zende, and it's like he doesn't really do too much of anything. Um, oh, you like Christina and Dax. Okay. Hold on. The second time was too much. What do you mean the second time was too much? Yeah, Sanford. I have no idea what that's about. What do you, Jeremy? What do you mean the second time was too much? I mean, like, yeah, I don't. I need a little more clarification on that. Hmm. That might be before my time. So you're saying that Brooke slept with somebody that Bridget was going out with? On what, she did that before or something? That seems like something that Ava did, like in General Hospital. Deacon and Nick. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. The reason why I'm just having like this stare because I'm just like, this is stuff that's clearly before my time. I mean, I think like maybe 3 years ago, around that time, I started watching B&B, but then they hit me up with the copyright thing. Then I just stopped. Then I started again, and I was doing that for a while. So if I'm staring and having this blank stare, it's because I'm just like, I'm trying to think like, Jesus Christ. I mean, Sean, I don't know. I don't know how you can actually have sex with somebody accidentally. But this is yeah, wow. From what I understand, Hope stole stole Nemo from Steffi. Yeah, in the case that's always like, what? Wow. Yeah, that was wow. Okay. Interesting Daisy Flower. Yeah, this is a lot of backstory that hmm, I'm not too sure about. But I appreciate people for telling me this stuff because definitely it definitely helps me shape out like my reviews and stuff. At Hop. Okay. All right, Debris. Well, by the way, I hope I'm saying your name right. Because as I say in all my chats and all my live streams, that there's a lot of times where I'm just like, I don't know. I always mispronounce people's names sometimes. Okay. Wow. Okay, Sean. So you was okay. You're literal about that. And yeah. That is a time you could sit there and say it was literally an accident. You know what, Nikisha? Uh, People are freaks. Okay, people are freaks. Let's just be clear about that. People are freaks. Yeah, on Queen of Stuff, I'm gonna have to learn how to do that because the only thing I did so far was just time them out. But then I could have swore I actually hit um the report button, and then this person came back. So I'm just like, a little weird, to be honest. Yeah, and Queen of Stuff, I'm definitely gonna have to sit there and look into that because that was, ugh. Like I said, Nikisha, people can be freaks. That's what I will sit there and say just to kind of keep this um PG or PG. Yeah, on battery life. Um, yeah, Crystal, I felt like I did block him. I don't see him in the chat unless this person's in the chat and I just can't see him. Oh, never mind. I don't know how to block this person. Hmm. Daisy Flower, how did that happen? Yeah, Crystal, I have no idea. Like I keep hitting the block, I keep hitting report, and it's like I don't know if this person is just getting a new account or something, but yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, no, Stanford, I appreciate you blocking them. That's a little um Honey Smile, I have no idea. I might have probably said like because I do other videos and sometimes I do videos that rubs people the wrong way. But even when I do those videos, it's usually like they're coming at me for something that I said. Yeah, I just reported him again, but I don't know. I don't know. Um, yeah, Daisy Flock. How does Stephanie almost do that though? Yeah, no, thank you, Nikisha Moore. No, I figured I didn't. Yeah, no, but sometimes I'll make other videos and I'll talk about other topics, and usually people, has a problem with what I say, which is fine. But this, I don't think this was about that. This was just, well, like what you said, a racist troll. Oh, okay, Shakira. I thought it was the opposite. Yeah, no, yeah, honeymoon. It's a little weird. Okay, it's definitely a little weird. I don't know why, but I have a feeling like no matter what I keep doing, it's just not gonna work. Like I literally hit the report button on them for two different things, and it just seems like YouTube is just refusing to do anything. But I'm not too surprised because it is YouTube. Um, oof. Okay. Uh, Daisy Flower. That's wow. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, Not that I'm trying to defend Steffi, but I don't know if she, I don't think that she knew that though. Yeah, that's what I was gonna sit there and say, Daisy Flower. Like, I mean, granted it was messed up, but I don't think she would have did that if she knew what the guy was like. But at least she did try to do something. So uh, I, I'll give her points for that. You know what, Honey Smile, you are 100% right. Now I don't know about the other thing. What is good, Randall? Wow. But no, Honey Smile, I definitely agree with that. I can't speak for the Liam thing, but for Ridge, yeah, definitely. That's why I said in the beginning of the chat, I was just like, yeah, we don't sanction his actions. Daisy Flower, how did her grandmother cause Brooke to be attacked? How did that happen? I want to hear about this. But Honey Smile, I 100% agree with what you're saying. Yeah, Nikisha, from what I'm getting is that um Liam and Ridge both love doing that, but they both love the idea that beautiful women are fighting over them. Yeah, Jeremy, that's what I was sitting there saying. I was like, I feel like they both love that attention. I mean, granted, most men would love that attention, but most men, okay, some men would actually do something about it and actually put a stop to it. I'm not going to sit there and say most men because, yeah, I'm not doing that. Nikisha, did they ever actually do a DNA test? What should you doing that for? Yeah, I'm wondering, did they ever actually do a DNA test on that though, or they just assume it was Liam's daughter? Hmm. Maybe that's something they can actually put into place later on. Honey Smith, I think for right now, Phyllis isn't with Jack anymore, and it seems like Diane is getting closer to Jack. Oh, okay, Daisy Flower. You think so? I mean, well, how about to say you think so, Sanford? But then again, I haven't really been watching it that much. Okay. Oh, Jeremy, you likely okay. Yeah, Sanford. I mean, Yeah, Sean, that's always what they're saying too. It seems like they have very similar characteristics, I would say. Yeah, Stanford. I mean, listen, if she's up to something, she is taking so long to go about it. You know, she is definitely taking a long time to go about it. Because I'm like, they're trying to get rid of this woman, but I'm like, well, she hasn't done anything yet, and it's been 30 years. Like, Kevin, when is today? GH, what? Oh, it's today? Or you asked my question? Kevin, it should be on now. It should be on at 8 o'clock, so you should definitely check it. Nikisha, okay, and Stanford. So I'm assuming y'all don't like Cindy Watts as new Nina now, right? Yeah, Stanford. I'm looking forward to it. I'm just like Kevin. No, no, I'm not in Canada. Yeah, no, I'm not in Canada. U.S. Michelle was just okay. All right, I respect that. I don't know. I guess for me in the beginning, I felt the same way. I was just like, yo, who is this new chick? But I feel like there was something about her that I liked. Um, but yeah, no, Kevin, it should be on Hulu. I know sometimes Hulu, like they don't show it at the time they're supposed to show it, but I'm pretty sure it should be on now though. But yeah, no, yeah, okay, Nikisha, yeah, Stanford, I get that. I don't know. I mean, it would have been really interesting to watch, Michelle Stanford go toe to toe with, like Carly or Laura. I'm gonna have to do something about that afterwards. But I don't know. I do. Yeah, no, I don't know. You know what it is? I feel like just because Cindy Watts and Laura, they have such chemistry. Well, I wouldn't say to say chemistry. But they went back and forth on another show, so I feel like it just kind of plays out really great in this one. Oh, Daisy Flower, just like Dante was. Yeah, Guiding Light. That's like watching those two on there from like little clips that I've seen. It seems so natural that they just the way they're able to go back and forth on GH, and that's why I like Cindy Watts as Nina. But I do understand where other people are coming from. Yep, Daisy Flower, and you know exactly what happened to Dante also when he was found out. I was just about to sit there and spell that. So, um, Emma Esme could have been wearing bracelets. Yeah, Decree. That's why I feel like, again, I'm gonna go with Esme, even though I know Alicia was like, it's too obvious. Where's a watch? Okay. Yeah, no, yeah, Kevin, he definitely could be undercover, but I mean, I could watch with a chain. Okay. But I feel like at that point, Kevin, it would just be very convoluted, and Daisy too, it'd be very convoluted. I mean, he's supposed to be working with Michael, and so now they're just like, all right, cool, they're gonna have him work for, the Feds or whatever too. I don't know. I feel like that would just be too complicated, even for GH. Mm. Yeah, Sean, I would have to take your word for it. As far as Cindy Watts, I just know that they used to sit there and always go back and forth. So I feel like that's why it kind of plays out a little bit better on GH with her. But it's just my opinion. Anyway, I think I'm gonna sit there and end the stream right here, just because my battery's kind of low, and I might decide to. I don't think that Cindy knows that Nina is crazy. Nikisha, I would hope she would know. She's been playing the character for about almost 2 years. Thank you, Sanford. Thank you for joining. Oh wow, Kevin. I'm a check, but yeah, I know they've been kind of messing up with that. It's been the same thing over here, so it's not just Canada. Yeah, that's the theory that I'm running with. But yes, see, I'm gonna end the stream right here because the battery is getting kind of low. Um, so I want to sit there and thank everyone for joining. Um, Thank you, Nikisha. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Daisy Flower, for the super chat. Thank you, Tracy, for the super chat. Sanford. Yeah. Oh, okay. The boys. Yeah, I love the boys. Have a good night, Sean. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, everyone, for joining. This was super fun, even though that we had like a crazy troll or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like the less I talk about that person, you know, at least that's what they say. Like the minute you stop talking about them, giving them attention, they'll just, I guess, move on or whatever. But thank you, Blackmon. Thank you, everyone. This was hella fun, and yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. Back on tomorrow. I would sit there and say 6, but let's just try to do it for 7 because I feel like 6 is just not going to really work because it never works. It never works, but I will sit there and post the time when I come on live, and we'll sit there and chop it up again. Good night, Crystal Williams, um, Shakira, Sanford. Like I said before, sure I did not miss anyone. Black Mons, was good seeing you as always. Hills, I know you were here before. Thank you. Um, 25, thank you for joining. It was really fun to sit there and see you. JNR, I know he left a while ago, but thank you for coming on now. A lot of fun. Just going through the names. Oh, and James. James for coming on. James was on here earlier, so thank you, James. Thank you for coming on. Really appreciate it. I know you got like so many things to do, and yet you still found time to join. So I really appreciate that. Just writing down some stuff. So yeah, if I didn't sit there and say goodnight and thank you, it's not because I'm like being mean or whatever. It's just thank you, Tracy. Oh, and thank you, Queens Girl 58. Really appreciate you joining. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Queen of the South also. Pretty sure I mentioned, but if I didn't, thank you for joining. So much fun seeing everyone. Um, and again, thank you to everyone else who I didn't like say by name, but you know exactly who I'm talking to. Oh, thank you, T Moore, Tracy Stevens. Thank you for joining. Really, really, really appreciate that. This was amazing. And yeah, thank you so much. I'll see everyone tomorrow. All right, I guess we'll see what happens.